on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in Dallas, Texas, here at Salon 215. Before we get started, I do just have a quick question I want you guys to ponder on as we go through today's discussion. How many of you guys out there have had a coach or an instructor of some sort that has impacted your life? But today you have myself, Crystal. You have Tori, Silu, Chad, and Dave here. And we do have some wonderful guest speakers. We have Coach Z, who is a coach of basketball. We have Shad Fuller, who is a martial arts coach. And we have Ron B here as well to talk about some things and about how youth activities help our communities and how we can continue to go forward with that, right? So first, I just want to start off with, we'll give everybody just a quick second to say hello to the people out there and give warm wishes. We'll start with you.
Always. Always. Hey, as usual, C. Lou, Corey Lewis, Les Matham TVs. We're gonna talk about a week this week, no?
Go ahead.
It was smooth. That's all I was
No,
gonna say.
let's jump into it. I said that we're here.
It was cool. It was smooth. I'm gonna say the same thing every week. We here. Go ahead, brother.
What about you, Shad?
My week was good. Everything was, everything went like according. Blessed. Wake up every day we here is a blessing. So yeah, it was good.
Either one.
Shad Fuller with Fast Fist Martial Arts. It's a privilege to be here. So this is good. It's a good opportunity. I appreciate this this platform, and using this platform for this type of positive energy. I appreciate the opportunity of being here. So this is good.
Coach Z, BWZ basketball training, known around the community as Coach Z, and so it's a very great environment to be in, and I'm excited to talk about the topics that we'll be talking about today, and looking forward to it.
David Porter, yeah, week was good as always. I'm here today, so that means I had a good week.
Ronnie Burns, I had a good week. I got a brother who like trains, special things, speed, agilities, so he's more of the youth football, flag football type. His name is Damian Hill, known as D Hill. My name is Ronnie Burns, known as Ron B, and we connected. So we give back. Really talk about that. It's other things that I heard. I'm here to talk about. So we'll get to that. It's time to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a sports fanatic. I'm a football dude. So, yes.
And how was your week, Mr. Immaculate?
Same, man. Oh, I'm gonna tell you tomorrow.
My week was great. I think I was enamored when I spoke with everybody that's supposed to be on the panel, because these guys are my friends. These are my brothers. Love them to death, and I'm just excited for them to be here. Let's have a conversation.
Awesome. Well, my week went great. God woke me up another morning. I think we can all agree on that. So my week is great, and I'm hoping for a great week. And Tori, this right here shows community, just how you kind of brought these people together. And unbeknownst, to myself, there's a couple of people on this panel that I know without even knowing that they knew you. So again, this just kind of shows how communication and talking brings beautiful things together. So I guess we'll get started. So we'll start with you, Mr. Okay. Fuller. I do know that you are part of the Fast Fist Martial Arts.
Yes.
And could you just tell us a little bit about your program and kind of what made you get into martial arts?
So Fast Fist is about 10 years old. We train in Taekwondo and Tai Chi. I started at age 2. So I have 2-year-olds, 2, 3, 4-year-olds. We have called Little Warriors. We just train them in structure. They usually come from just being at home, trying to get them ready for pre-K, kindergarten, where they have to start sharing and communicating and socializing with other kids. So getting ready for that type of discipline from someone else other than their parents. So, and there's no limit to as far as the age group. I just had someone I earned a black belt. He was 73 years old last year.
Wow.
So that's not normal, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that happened a lot. That's a very few, small percentage of people that do that. But it's possible. He's taking care of himself, and yeah, I mean, he trained under me, so I know he did everything he's supposed to do. I don't have no sense to just take it easy on somebody.
Well, and I have something that was brought to my attention. So it sounds like you've kind of been into fighting a little bit your whole life.
A little bit.
There was an incident at a circus.
Ah,
I would like some further information on.
Okay.
So
Well, this is actually this is family. Okay? This is family. So this did happen as we were kids, and that kind of one of the things that sparked me want to know how to defend myself. This young man attacked me. I'm still injured a little bit from my that's my cousin. We did. There was a confrontation that happened amongst family.
Reagan brothers, born and baby.
Yeah.
Ringling Brothers, Barnum, Bailey,
Yeah.
and Fullers.
Yeah.
Since you don't want to tell the story, look, this what happened. My dad took me and Shad to the circus, and he was. What was he doing? Going to pay for tickets or something like that?
Some he did.
So in the process of him doing that, he way over here. So me and Shad had a crowd around us, and we was in the middle of the crowd, and we were fighting.
Just fight.
So that's that's what actually happened. Then my dad was enamored by the crowd. He was like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" Come to find out, it was his boys fighting in the middle of the thing. Got a crowd behind us. So before the circus went on, we had
Y'all had your own circus.
exactly.
And we enjoyed the rest of the night. See, that's how it was back then. You know,
that's how it
fight,
was.
and you partners after that.
Yeah, kids not doing that today.
No, and I feel like it's social media because I feel like we got embarrassed. If you got into a fight, you were embarrassed, but you were only embarrassed for a couple of days at school because that's as far as it went. Now with social media, now you have everybody commenting on, oh, you got your butt whooped, or oh, she drug you, or oh, she this and that, and so you do feel like you have to defend yourself more. They don't understand. We fight. I might fight you today, and tomorrow we're eating lunch together.
Right.
So I think that's kind of shaped.
And we gotta
That's
get back
social
to, but
media.
we gotta get that seed planted back into our community.
Exactly.
We can't allow that. Okay, the seed been planted, and the trees and the bushes and the grass have grown. When we gonna start cutting it down?
And,
When we gonna start uprooting it?
and that's
So,
why we're here today
yes,
with
ma'am.
this beautiful panel we
Yes,
have.
ma'am.
So, Shad, just a little bit more about Facebook, right? So I know that there's a lot of misconceptions
Mhm.
about, kids joining martial arts, especially Black kids. Have you, with that misconception of, kids going into martial arts may cause them to fight more or become more violent? How do you handle that? Or have you had that question, or have you had those discussions before?
I have. I hear that a lot, and that's it's not much can be further from the truth. You very rarely hear of martial arts and karate students getting into physical altercations. For one, it instills confidence in you that you can defend yourself. With that confidence, you kind of get a whole global confidence in yourself, which allows you to speak for yourself. Then you start to learn with maturity. You start to learn to speak, what you're feeling, what you're really thinking, which goes into conflict management. So, when you talk about confidence of being in martial arts, it's not just the confidence that you know that you can hit somebody in the face. Anybody can do that. But you can also calm the situation down because you're not afraid of that physical altercation. So you prepare to be vulnerable in a lot of situations, which is what it takes to kind of de-escalate, which is some of which there was more of, de-escalation of situations. So, and just the whole traditional martial arts is really about respecting each other, being polite and kind. That's the if I sense that a student doesn't have the responsibility or lack the immaturity to be responsible with the skills, then I'm gonna hold back, and we'll teach that part first, the leadership, the responsibility of being able to physically hurt somebody. So the last thing we want to create is a bully.
Understood. So it sounds like martial arts teaches a little bit more than just self-defense. It sounds like it teaches morals, some discipline, like you said, some self-constraint, the vulnerability, the de-escalation, that
Right.
sort of thing.
The right school does, for sure. That was my first motto when I opened the school, which is more than karate.
And how can people find out a little bit more information about your school?
Fast Fist Martial Arts. We're online. We're in DeSoto, Texas, at Polk and Pleasant Run. We've been in it for a while, so it's we represent Black-owned martial arts, which is a lot more prevalent than people think it is.
Awesome. Yeah, I did some research, and I was shocked at the number or the percentages of Black students who are actually enrolled in martial arts, right? So I know there's a couple of levels, and just overall, I think Blacks are listed. We're less than 25% of the martial arts population in the United States. So do you have anything that maybe you would want to tell other Black parents about? I think we all are known that most Black kids go into basketball and football, right? So just expanding.
Look into it. The misconception, the benefits are underestimated and understated. Looking for, if you have a child that's very shy, it'll bring them out as far as bring their confidence out. But if you have a over energetic child, I see that a lot too. It helps them control. So it's a great balance for the extremes. They're gonna kind of fit into what the group is doing, what the environment is doing. And I teach also martial arts at the Lancaster Middle School, which is kind of unheard of in the southern sector. So Lancaster Middle School has a martial arts program. It's not after school programs, it's a class.
Oh wow!
Right. And so I'm sure a lot of people thought, that's not going to happen in that type of
right. Well, shout out to Lancaster ISD for that.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right. Elsa Robinson. So, and that program blew up. It's they love it because kids recognize somebody that's respectable and trying to get respect and the best out of them. They innately, instinctively recognize that and they respect it. Not to say they like consistency all the time, but they respect it.
Because let's be honest, channel. What was for me? The first time I knew a Black person doing martial arts was The Last Dragon. I'm not gonna lie. That's show enough, right? Is what I think of when I think of a Black martial artist is show enough. Kiss my cock. But I think saying that his name.
Well, Mike,
Yes. That's the only other out of those two. I don't really know or see too many Black martial arts on TV. I think y'all know, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, that sort of thing. But
the Dana.
they're not. That's why I don't know them. But that's why I asked the question to the panel, Mr. Immaculate. How many of us actually knew any other Black martial artists outside of that?
I can answer that question.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I did.
Oh,
We was in elementary school and so everybody knew, like, that was the first time, like, I ever grew up in a Black neighborhood. So,
Understood.
But he was like the first.
So he wore Converse and that was your show enough.
He was. I had to give it to him. I didn't want to see that. Bro. I didn't want to see none of that.
It wasn't too many in no clip, but I was exposed to how many there were in martial arts. And so they kind of gave you a vivid picture of what it is. I grew up with my friends. I grew up with these guys. So it just was, but exposure was crucial. So that's why I say, just expose them to it. Not only are there, black martial artists that's top black martial artists, they perform well. But just go to tournament. It's most likely a tournament in the city, wherever you are. It's a type of martial arts, taekwondo tournament going on in that year. AOK, I'm organizational karate. So we have tournaments throughout the year in the southern and northern Texas.
That's awesome. You guys have anything?
Yeah.
Any questions or any
Yeah,
other
yeah.
funny family stories?
I know. No, I grew up with him all my life, so I knew what he was going to do. I just went somewhere opposite of what he was doing. And that was probably the mistake. I should have followed him. I probably would have been in a better situation. Well, I'm not going to say that. I probably would have been in a different situation. I can't say better, so I probably would have been in a different situation. I am so comfortable where I am.
Good. Well, I appreciate that. You guys don't forget to check out Fast Fist.
Fast Fist Martial Arts, DeSoto, Texas.
There you have it. And let's try to get some more of our kids. I think that's more important for kids, for the discipline and everything that he says. So
Awesome.
great job. Again, guys, I want to say this. Not all community leaders wear suits. Not all community leaders are politicians. To me, this right here is community, and these are leaders. They're trying to teach. We're trying to bring up our kids and our children in a better environment. So thank you. Hats off to you.
Hold on.
What did I do? He got another story, guys.
No. It's his birthday.
Oh,
it's your birthday?
Happy
Oh,
birthday.
yeah. Happy birthday, big dog. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
On my way to my birthday dinner in a few minutes, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
We appreciate your time. Thank you.
That's my son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Yes, awesome. Well, I guess we'll change it up a little bit. We'll do a little dribble 3-man weave. I'm gonna pass the ball to you. We're gonna go up with this. I think we're gonna time with Coach Z. And I know you have an Instagram page with Coach Z, right? On Instagram. And you guys should there, but Coach Z, you wanna tell us a little bit about your program and what you do?
I've been going for 2 decades now, and this is, something that I just have a passion for. Is helping kids from age 5 all the way up to pro. So I got over 300 kids in college out of my program, and this is the southern sector where I've stayed. I've never left. People wanted me to come to Plano, Frisco, but I give back to this side of town is because these kids need it more over here, and they need a respectable price. They need, they need somebody they can afford. I think that's the biggest thing. Some things are getting priced out now, so families are not able to afford it. You know how the economy is right now. So I stayed in DeSoto, and I trained out of DeSoto Recreation. I've been there for so long. They built me a room for me to do one-on-one private sessions. But it's always been bigger than basketball with me. I'm kind of like him. I've always wanted to help with this structure and a foundation for kids to learn how to be self-resilient. You know what I'm saying? Like kids now don't know how to do things. So I'm a tough coach. I'm old school. They call me old pawpaw, old grumpy pawpaw. That's what they call me. And I tell them, and once you see I change for that, my time is up. So people say, man, when I hear them videos, they'll be like, oh, he on one today. He on one. But that's me and that's my nature, that's my passion. But the kids understand my love for them. And, kids understand genuine. So when it's genuine, they'll, they'll give you all, they'll run through a brick wall for you. They'll run through a brick wall for you when they know that you really care about their success. If it's just running in the gym, and kids just hug on my leg, the little ones just rub them, hey, Coach, yeah, they just be happy to see you, So, it's bigger than basketball. I always said that. Yes, I'm helping kids get better through basketball, but it's always been bigger than basketball.
That's awesome. The kids in college, how does that make you feel?
I just say it's God. That's God. I give all that's God, and that's His grace and mercy and purpose over my life. I tell people that, I got into this on accident because people wanted to know how my daughter was so good at an early age. She is good, and I was like, I just work her out, Of course, I played professional basketball over in Europe, so
And I also heard your daughter play.
she's a professional, was drafted in the WNBA last year.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And so, I got into training off of her. People were like, oh, I want you to train my daughter. And it just become this big old thing. And I called BWZ. Nobody knew who BWZ was. And I said, Baller with Z. That's what it's called, But yeah, something simple. Yeah, and it's been going for a long time. So, I just been in this community just trying to give all I can give to, these kids and try to bring some kind of old foundation back because we've gotten so far away from the old way where, traditionally where you did get cut. You didn't make teams, Now they got teams for everybody now. So now it's kind of watered things down where everybody thinks they belong. And some kids, they don't belong. So, it just I'm just trying to keep that old tradition, what I'm saying, of what's going on in this community and trying to give back love, first of all. But I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. I tell everybody that. I think I get stronger with it.
So, just a question. As a youth growing up, do you feel like being involved in these kind of activities, having some of the instrumental coaches that you had, did it help shape, form any decisions, like whether good or bad, that you even had to think back on, and say, what, coach told me that when I was 14, right? And if you do, is there anything that you want to share?
Man, I had an AAU coach for the Dallas 30 Dozen. His name Bill McKinney, man. That dude was the craziest coach I ever played for in my life. Worked at the post office for over 40 years. He was our coach. And, man, I swear, he shaped all of us. Great. Everybody went to college. Everybody doing well in life, And so you look back on coaches like that were hard. You couldn't go tell your mama on them because she wasn't going to do nothing but say, Coach Bill said it. So that's what it is, And I think, now it's some coaches that can get away with it, but a lot of coaches that can't. We can't be hard on kids no more because of the interference with parents now. They think you overdoing it because they're not overbearing at their house. They're not making kids be responsible. So it's kind of tough out here on coaches now. I tell all coaches that I respect all the high school coaches now and AAU coaches because they do go through quite a bit now with what type of parents they have to deal with.
I think that's kind of the same way in school. I think the teachers are doing the same thing, right? We went from a generation of if I went outside and got in trouble, 2 doors down, my neighbor Aunt Frankie, or Aunt whoever, or Uncle so-and-so, they had the right to say something to me and get on my butt.
Yeah.
And then when they sent you home, what else happened?
Yeah.
You would be court again because now you didn't went out and embarrassed me, and you knew what you should have been doing. And I think now parents have gotten away with. You'll hear kids say, "You can't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Go talk to my mama. Talk to my daddy." And so I think they have taken that. That's just, it's like you said, it's just made it worse for teachers. Kids don't want to listen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 15 years in education. I've been an ISS teacher for 12 years, and then I'm PE coach now at elementary. And I mean, the way kids are now compared to when I first got in education, it's night and day. I mean, you gotta, as an educational person, I have to be careful what I say all the time because you'll get fired now.
Well, especially
You'll get
now
fired.
with social media, you almost have to be careful with even your after-hour activities, right?
Yeah.
You have to be mindful of what you post and what you say because there's always somebody watching. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's a totally different ball game now. I just, I try to bring awareness to all my young guys and coming to the profession about it, how to condone themselves, and because all eyes are on you. Anything you do wrong can be, taken to a whole nother level. So you have to be careful and mindful of these cell phones too, because these kids will record you in a heartbeat doing something, and you done. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's something I talk about a lot as well.
Is there anything that you would like to say to, any kid coming out of high school, college on basketball scholarship, or getting ready to go to the pros? Is there any words of advice or anything that you would tell them to watch out for? The industry, the money, is there anything that you would like to say to them? Or
well, I say with kids that are lucky and fortunate enough to get a scholarship, now it's getting even harder for high school kids to get a scholarship. So if you're fortunate enough to get a scholarship, take what's given to you. You know what I'm saying? And you can work your way up with all this NIL. And I think so many kids are worried about money more than the love of the sport that they're playing now. You know, it's the love is went out the door. It's just about money now. And I think a lot of people are losing out on situations because of it. But just my advice to kids, period, you know, go where you want it and need it, and not where you want to go. Go where somebody really wants you. I think a lot of kids are mixed up doing that. They don't get to play. They don't, and they become depressed. Their mental health sits in. And I see so much of it now. So I always tell kids, you know, go where you want, where a coach really shows that they want you. For the kids that get fortunate, because it ain't but a small percent of kids that get a chance to play professional sports. And I think that's not talked about enough. Everybody think they get into little league football, little league soccer, everybody think they're going pro, and you're not. And you're not. It's a short percentage of kids that are going to make it through and get a chance to an opportunity to do that. And that comes with dedication, consistency, and love. It's a little bit of all that, all combined in one. So, you know, I just, you know, kids that get a chance to be a professional, take it seriously and really go after your goals and ambition, because politics plays a role in that as well. It really gets become political at that level. So that'll be my words. Yeah, at certain high schools.
I quit my politics. I see you coming a mile away. He ain't cool.
Yeah.
Plus, I went to Lincoln, though. Everybody better than me.
Yeah. I mean, what year you come out?
99.
Oh yeah. They were still. They were rolling. They were rolling in. They were rolling in.
Everybody good. I can respect my team, but not like you caught up because you. But I'm. Now, you play of the past. I'm on my ass to make sure I pass. And this.
Yeah. I got you.
No, that's one of the things I used to tell my son all the time. You're a student athlete.
Right.
Football, you may or may not make it. You may be the greatest. You may go out your knee. You have to have something on back on it. If you can't read, write, and do basic arithmetic and know how to talk to people, I don't care how good you are. You're going to fail.
Yeah.
So I think parents have gotten away from that too. We bring our kids where they want to be rappers, basketball players, football players, or something professional. That all the time does not pan out like I said. That takes a lot of skill and a lot of effort, hard work, and dedication, right? Even with that, and even with that, you're not guaranteed to get on any team, right? So I feel like if you get a scholarship to college, that is probably one of the best benefits, because guess what you're getting? You're getting something, you're getting education. You can take that with you the rest of your life, right?
Yep.
So and that's what it's all about. It's not about trying to make a dream. If you have that dream, I'm not saying crush it, but education first, education first. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, I had an issue when I transferred my son to a school district that I'm not gonna say. But we grew up in Garland, so he had always been in GISD, and he had always been an honors kid and had taken AP courses. But when I transferred him a little bit more south, I kept asking him, why are you in regular English?
Yeah.
Why are you in regular math? He said, Mom, I keep telling teachers I'm supposed to be blah, blah. I said, okay. Gave him opportunity. 2 weeks later, why are you still in regular classes? Okay, now I'm thinking it's you, right? I'm thinking you're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. So I'm that type of parent. I call the school. Hey, my son, he's supposed to be X, Y, X. Well, schedule a meeting with the counselor. I get to the school, and she said something that broke my heart. She told me that because my son played football, they recommend that kids that play sports do regular classes and they can always remain eligible for an NCAA scholarship.
I mean, that's another topic one day y'all really want to talk about it.
And that, when I tell you,
the
and
Southern sector is known for that. Like the Southern sector out here is all about sports.
And it came from a guidance counselor. The word says it all. Guidance counselor.
Yeah.
And you are guiding my child to do less than what to think that he's supposed to do less than what he's able to do in order to play a sport. No, that just isn't relevant. So guess what? 2 weeks later, I went right back out of that school, and I made arrangements with my mom to take my son to his senior year, because I all his hard work academically go to waste. And what happened? My son tore his meniscus his senior year. So, you know, I do think that, like you said, it's more prevalent in the southern sectors, but I was shocked that a guidance counselor would tell me that.
Yeah.
We urge our kids to go to regular classes. So that's crazy within itself. But Coach C, we appreciate you. We thank you for what you're doing. I'm sure there's a lot of little ones that are appreciative. Some that are grown now that are appreciative. So, on your bad days or those days that either one of you gentlemen are feeling down, think about what you're doing for the kids and the little kids you're living.
Appreciate
Keep
it.
pushing forward.
Appreciate that.
No, please. Thank you for letting me know what BWZ. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I used to see every morning BWZ Chronicles.
Yeah.
But I did not know what BWZ stand for, and it make perfect sense.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you trying it.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that, and that was just so simple to me. And I tagged you with that one. I said, "What is going?"
Man, I'm sitting there dumbfounded, like, what is he saying that for? What does all that mean? I didn't know. That's my.
Talk about basketball. Dave, did you play basketball? I don't got long legs.
I did.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. We got a coach right here. Cross over. Tell the truth.
Put it like this. He's not the only one.
Hold on. Understood. Yeah, pop your collar. Understood.
Had a break in line. A friend in line.
And T,
But see, I
Oh, he did.
I played basketball. That wasn't one thing about it, I found out about money. My all that basketball dreams and all that, man, please. Look, let me try to go get this $100 or two at that time. So,
He could play too. He could play. He could play.
That came to the I don't cry. Like Z said, that's a subject for another day.
Understood. All right. Well, I know, Mr. Fuller, I know you had to get out of here for your birthday dinner.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. And I know we have 2 more people we're gonna try to get through. We do have a soccer coach that's gonna come in, and also wanted to get to Ron. So,
Now, everybody, go to the Black Kings page. So share you share with your people, please. Facebook, Twitter. We don't want to.
It is on Facebook.
It's not on there today, but we have a page. That's not live today.
Okay. All right, we just not on live. We on live on YouTube and all that, right?
Black Kings.
Black Kings Conversation.
Conversation.
So, like, everybody, please
Absolutely.
follow. Get your friends to follow. That's how we're gonna be all right with.
right. So, and Coach Hart, if you want to step forward and
Yeah.
whoever. Well, welcome. Crystal, nice to meet you.
What's up, brother?
How you doing,
Ronald. We'll just let everybody get settled here. We got family and friends day today.
My boy Shy. Nephew. Well, this here is your folks. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Enjoy yourself.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Just go.
We say go kick it, but don't kick them.
All right. So now we have another coach here that coaches soccer. We have two Rons, so I don't want you guys to get confused. This is Jet and this is Ron. But Jet has a program called the Heart Rate. Right? Okay. He's a soccer coach, so we can start up with the program.
I coach for Sting Soccer Club. Sting Soccer Club was like the.
Sorry, you know how we get when we get together, we get loud.
Nah, I coach for Sting Soccer Club. Sting Soccer Club is really the most profound girls soccer club in the nation. The history of Sting Soccer Club is it was the first U.S. women's national team. So before there was a U.S. women's national team, Sting Soccer Club was chosen to play in like the international stage. So today, I coach in the ECNL. The ECNL is like responsible for 85% of all women's, like from high school at the club level to college, Division One, and then even most of the women that go professional, like 75% come from the ECNL. So I coach in a prolific club, but I coach at the highest level.
Awesome. So I know that your daughter has a scholarship
Yeah,
for college.
plays for Prairie. She plays for Prairie. She went HBCU. So
So I went to Prairie. So
yeah, so I mean that's my thing. Like when I started rec right over here in Duncanville. Like, I mean, you can see me. I'm a football player. I'm not a. My background ain't soccer, but I'm a trainer. I was a trainer. I did. I understood the athlete, the body, how to make it perform better. So bought myself some cleats. That's my wife. I done up at 4, 3 women and me. So I had to figure it out. So be 15 years.
I also know you are a retired Navy vet, so thank you for your service. I'm a retired Air Force vet. You have retired Army.
Army, United States.
I had to think about what branch, but so I do appreciate you guys' service. But with that being said, do you feel like any of that training in the military has helped you with becoming a better coach?
Discipline. I'm from Central Student Bonneville. I'm from Hunt Hills. I lack discipline. The military gave me discipline. I mean, I play like boys to girls, and the field is different from everybody. I don't need a microphone or a bullhorn. But then I demand respect and God put me in position to be. So that's of course the military's. That's like that's if I'm walking forward the military and God. So,
Understood.
yeah, so.
Do you have any advices for coaches who train girls? I know they can be some funny little creatures sometimes. So
I've tried coaching boys. I can't do it. I have one son. I have 5 daughters. So that's all I know. I mean, Z can tell you this, like coaching young kids, tell you yourself, but coaching girls, understanding biblical, understanding what to get out there, like how to push, what buttons to push, and understand that these girls are individuals. Some players have 2 fingers, some players have 1, some players just have a granny. So you got to understand how they come to you when they wake up in the morning, how they feel. Like everybody's different. And the surprising thing, like what drives them. Like I try to learn what drives players. And in soccer, you have like a year. You do like a year contract. In May, they start up and you go all the way to maybe the next year. So you have a year to impact this kid or try to reach and teach. So I coach 4 teams and 80 players. So I can't say I coach 14, 80 different kids that I coach. So that's the thing. I try to have a rapport and a relationship with everybody, including parents. Sometimes parents get hurt and hinder kids by trying to live through them. And so you have to understand like where your relationship comes in, where you fall in line with that too. So yeah.
Understood. I think we've heard consistently. There's a couple things we've heard today. God being number one. And instrumental in you guys choosing to continue to lead the community in a different direction. And then again, the discipline and hard work. So with going into that and God and how community works, Ron, B, I was gonna ask you to just talk a little bit about, what you have going on and help support that sort of thing. No, and again, thank you, Coach Hart. We're not done with questions.
My name is Ron B. He football side, speed, gym. He worked with all age kids. Again, his information at the end. But my story, I played football at the University of Oklahoma back in the day. I didn't really have no guidance in the house, meaning like male figure. But I just recently lost my son like 6 years ago to a car accident down in Houston. He died, and his best friend died. That's my own story. Can't get into details because of information. With that being said, he turned around and lost his girl best friend a month later in Miami to a car accident. Hit her. She hit a dump truck. They never found the car who did it, the person who did it. We had got hit back to back. With that being said, foundation. My son's name is Ronnie Burns. So the foundation is named Second. And we just get back to the community. We try to get back to the community. The game plan is to have it going. Things that we have to make sure that we get in line and have our T's crossed and our I's dotted. So the second foundation is going to be for the community. He graduated from FAMU. He graduated from Florida A&M that May the 6th. Turned 30, turned 22, my bad eggs. Turned 22 on May 30. Died, her birthday was July 19th. His brother's birthday, July 23rd. He died August 2nd. So, during that time, he did a lot of things for FAMU. Ambassador of the campus, earned over $5,000 in scholarships. Academically, he graduated from Duncanville. He could play football, play cornerback. I just know, I heard a lot of coaches were saying to parents, sometimes parents, you got to take it to your kids and recognize what your kids' skills really are. Just because you catch football, you might be a brainiac. Not a brainiac. My son was that for it. So why am I push football? Why am I push football? Rank make an NFL contract or basketball contract in the long run. Everybody said, "Oh yeah, he signed X amount of money." But I see them stories supposed to be broke at the end of the day. So put something to tell your kids besides something that's gonna get them some long term. And the game plan was this in our household: go get the bag, come back, take care of your family. When you take care of your family, you take care of the community. That's it. And so with the Second Foundation, we're gonna have a lot of things spinning off that. We're gonna be real dance clubs that we're gonna start branch out with that. And with that being said, like it's for example, get kids to practice. Say Coach Z, say man, we need this kid from Garland to Soto, Duncan. I'm gonna be a service to that. With the Second Foundation, once we get to a certain amount of money with FAMU, they will match it every year. So it would go annually. A scholarship will be in my name, and we can be able to, bless young black kids, boys and young ladies, to get a better, to get an education, trade. It ain't only for school. So it's gonna be a lot. Proud of the pound on here, but we're gonna be able to be of service and help to everything, community wise.
I gotta ask a question. Now, you said X was 22, but you said 30. I want to get all my birthday money back for the that you just calculated.
Nah, I said he was 30. I said, I'm tripping, X. It's on camera. I said I was tripping. His birthday May 30th, man. He was 22 when everything happened. Why you got the money part on camera though? Yeah.
I got it wrong. I'm just
So you thought I was saying? I was so you want some money back?
Sounded like some child support.
So, like y'all be saying, this like he joking, but I appreciate him. We had it set up how we had it set up. His win of the board that he told my son, not me, told my son face to face. And I appreciate you upholding that end, and you know how you feel about you. Y'all talk, so. But like I said, man, I'm just here trying to get that started. So if y'all see the second foundation, y'all know what it's about. It's a great cause that I want to get started on his name, and y'all can look him up. Ronnie Xavier Burns the second. So it's going down. He was a bad boy. So.
Well, again, sorry for your loss. Can't imagine. Don't want to imagine. I can't imagine. So. But again, thank you again for this is community. This right here is community. And we talk about how we can make a change. This is making a change. It doesn't have to be on a national stage. It doesn't have to be on a major stage. We're creating change in our own community. So again, like I said, I appreciate you guys. I do have one final question. And Coach B, I want you to be part of this. So if you don't mind doing them suicides back up to this chair, please. You're not moving fast enough. Start over. But I think it's been mentioned, we talked about parents, and I'm sure there's some funny stories. I know how I was as a parent. But all the coaches on the panel, what do you want to say to the parents about your job and or some of the answers that we what do you guys want to say to the parents about, what it is that you do and or any of those kind of experiences with parents?
Well, first of all, I'm big on telling parents, allow your kids to play everything. I always tell parents that. I don't try to just get kids to just train basketball. My kids played every sport it was to play. Zay was great at soccer. She was great at volleyball. She was great at track. She was great at everything she played. You allow them to fall in love with that one that might get them free education. If you're going that avenue, I always preach grades. I always preach all that stuff. But, people don't talk about this enough. Getting an academic scholarship compared to an athletic scholarship is a lot more. Because academics, they don't give it out. Like, they don't give that money out like that for academics. So, I try to tell kids, have your grades A1, because you will get money to help you along with your athletic scholarship, where your parents ain't got to worry about nothing. You ever go to school. I think now kids play too many one sports year round. Like, they just year round everything. Year round football, year round basketball, year round soccer, year round baseball. they don't never get to experience anything else at an early age. Now, when you start getting into that age where it matters, and I'm talking about where colleges are coming for me in this sport. Now you go into that, and that's what you're going into. Because it's really not no two sport people no more. They're not giving scholarships. You can go play football and basketball in schools no more. That don't happen no more. That's over with. Them days over with. So that's my advice to parents. I just see too many parents they play football, so their kid gonna play football. They're gonna play it till the wheels fall off. And you play basketball. So I never did it as a parent. I was a basketball guy.
I allowed my kids to play other sports to see if they would like those other sports. And I think that's the biggest thing missing right now in youth.
Coach Hart, how do you handle parents that they get this struggle that their kids aren't getting enough playtime? The way you talk, we got students, so we know this is good. This might be a whole nother topic itself.
Nah, I mean, I'm in the club world. Like, it's not rigged.
Yeah.
It's not equal playing time. Like, you pay, and club soccer costs a lot. Like, like north of like $10,000 a year. But you pay for an opportunity. And my biggest thing to parents is I tell the kids, your kid has to own their process. And their process, Sally's process don't look like this. So if your kid is the top player on the top roster, and we're going for national team, there's one thing, but sometimes you're on a third tier team trying to fight your way into the second team, you know. So I deal with it at all levels. As they get older, if they're high school age kids, I don't talk to them because they gotta be prepared to talk to a college person. So as long as they text and communicating properly at the right hours to respect the home, you know, not be disrespectful. Like I encourage, you know, the kids to do that communicate, but it's coach. Because parents can ruin it. I've seen parents ruin it. It's like with college. This year was my break year. My daughter's a freshman, but last year and the year before, like we sent over 50 kids to college. And got money. Nobody was on walk on. And the soccer world is different. Like you have a 30-man roster, and you only have total scholarship amounts for 11 kids.
Wow.
So they're not giving out full rides. I've seen kids turn their ACLs and give up, and you know, mom and dad say, "Well, you gonna go to community college?" No, we're not giving up. Kids get full ride D1 scholarships. We was like senior year after graduation, like, you know. So I promote the kids communicate for themselves, the kids owning their process, doing something outside. And if the only time you took the soccer balls when you come to me, you know, I'm quick to tell the kids they don't want it in front of their mom and dad. You don't want this, like, quit wasting our time. I'm very transparent, very upfront. Some people say I push my kids too hard, but my kids they're blessed with a mentality. And they got the from the trade, like my kids got a little bit of me and a little bit of out. So mentally they're strong. Again, like I grew tough. I didn't have it. So if your parents pay $10,000 a year, you got it.
Yeah.
What you're going through ain't nothing compared to me and what I went through. And I tell them that. They have to go steal water, to take a bath. You steal it because you don't want to, you know, use your credit card. You know,
Right.
at the same time, like parents, like again, like I don't like communicating with parents, but I'm upfront with them. I'm honest with them. I tell them what it is from the get-go. I always keep an open door. I do this full time to reach out to you. But that's not that any room will get started. That's not like anything built. You feel a certain way. After 24 hours, if you feel the same way 24 hours after the game, give me a call. But don't try to talk to me after the game, especially if we lost or something, because I wanted to win. I'm not the guy you want to approach after the game. So,
Right.
But that's my mentality. Again, these people are blessed beyond measure compared to what, you know, like I can't remember ever playing for paying Little League football. My son is 8. I spent like $700. I never paid for a piece of equipment growing up. I always got a ride to practice. And I paid for a team 4 neighborhoods over, you know. So in that sense, you know, they don't compare to what we went through, but like mentally different kids. So I mean that's just what I can teach kids. Like, hey, I replace your mom and dad. Relationship is their relationship, but this is your so
Makes sense. But again, true testament again to what we asked earlier. Do we feel like youth activities and being involved in some kind of function as a youth actually plays out? And just kind of hearing the little brief story about you and the water situation. There's a lot of kids out there like that, but you're a testament to show that that does not determine who you are. Kudos. Have you ever had any experiences with parents? Or?
Oh yeah, I mean, I coach Pee Wee football and did all that type of stuff. Real type of experience. But no, like they said, parent, I have 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't say had. X-Men, I used to tell him, go train, go do this, this. He waits till his junior year at Duncan here to be like, oh, Dad, he was right. You know where he was going. So when I have coach and train, and like I said, I got my brother D Hill train, I'm out there trying to run with the kids and everything too. This with the parents, man, like I say, just get out the way. It's funny that both the coaches said that. Just had an opportunity for my son to come out to Nevada, like Puka, 7 the Browns received 7-on-17. My wife, I'm going out there, big drum. I said, look, we're not doing that. We got to stay out of God's way. Sometimes parents, when we do all that, we get in God's way, and then block the blessing. And my brother can talk to him now. So he out there having a blast. So I know that was God's plan. So man, some parents just get out the way. Recognize your kid's talent. It might not be driven by it might be computers. It might be whatever trade, to tap into that talent and support that talent. You don't have to be go get this contract and that contract.
You know what the problem? I was gonna add in what he's saying. Education first. Like, we promote getting scholarships to pay for your education.
Yeah, that's it. You made it.
We don't want no debt. You don't want to like people get on a job and $35,000 a year going through.
Yeah,
right.
They college.
Yeah,
because from my son's point of view, you went to try to walk on at FAMU. They had a lot of defensive backs. I was like, man, what you worried about that for? Man earned over $500,000 in scholarship. Went down to different. Went down to Chevron down there in Houston. They won $56,000. He got a picture taken. He take it with $35,000 for this scholarship. So it ain't all about bouncing that. You don't have to bounce that ball to get the scholarship and the money.
Yeah.
And us as blacks in our community, we think that's what it takes. Now you might have a brainiac on your hands, and he still could get the money. But I teach this. When I tell my kids, what God got for you, that's for you.
And I think that's a good note to end on. So again, guys, we appreciate you guys. I know Cindy and Chad and Tori and Dave was kind of quiet today, but don't worry, they'll be talking next week.
So the only thing that I was gonna say is I don't have it just really ain't that good.
Because we took that out.
I was raised up
You
with
can't hurt their
Our
feelings.
kids are sensitive.
like I came up with some dogs. I knew I was better than them. From everybody from Lincoln to other everybody from all streets.
Like this.
Yeah. I know all of them. I know, but I hoop with all of them. Yeah, I know all of them.
Now I had a problem with dribbling and looking at the ball. So what did they make me do in front of everybody? I had to wear them goggles like this.
Yeah. Can't look
and
down.
that was the most embarrassing
Can't
thing
look
ever.
down.
I just
Yeah,
remember
can't look
crying,
down.
but I got over it. But no, guys. With that said, it's been a wonderful podcast today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Black Kings Conversation on YouTube. Again, guys, this is what community looks like. So have a good day.